Okay, so here it is, me just kind of giving you the overview of Chapter 3. I gave you kind of the straight lecture of it, but here's the overview. It is illegal to discriminate any way we look at it for any reason. A lot of companies, and I was consulting for many years before I went into teaching, and what a lot of companies do is they tend to be very myopic and in their hiring practices, and they really aren't thinking strategically, and they think they can just go ahead and hire whoever they want, whenever they want, and fire whoever they want, whenever they want, because they feel it's what they want to do. And although it sounds like it's coming over as a very pompous attitude, my God, it still happens. It happens today. It's been happening for years. And honestly, when I used to defend these people, they had no idea that they couldn't do what they wanted to do, especially in sexual harassment. And that's one thing I wanted to briefly cover here after EEOC. Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act had been updated probably about 20 times to the present date since 1964. We added the Americans for Disabilities Act. During the Clinton administration, we felt that it was illegal to discriminate against anyone who had a bona fide disability, which means it affected one of their major life functions, okay? And they could do a job that they applied for with a reasonable accommodation. So these are the types of things that we need to look for when we hire. Are we discriminating because someone has a disability who could otherwise do the job? Now I want to talk a little bit about sexual harassment. Obviously, we know that sexual harassment comes in two different forms. The first form of sexual harassment is what we call quid pro quo, and that means that a supervisor or somebody in authority that has control over the person's duties at work offers promotions or even keeping a job, whatever, for return of sexual activities from an employee. It's wrong. It gets companies in a lot of trouble. There have been many cases written about that, again, thinking that they could do what they want. But the most prevalent type of sexual harassment is what's referred to as the hostile environment. What is a hostile environment? A hostile environment means you make it so uncomfortable for a male or a female to work in that environment that they have to quit, or it causes them psychological damages. It's illegal. Sexual harassment is illegal. It's illegal to say things to people, to tell them to go to another area because you're talking inappropriately about situations, even if it is a situation affecting the two parties. If somebody doesn't want to hear it and they are offended by that, you can't tell them to leave and go to another area of the company, because where you are is considered common area. That means it belongs to everyone. So putting up promiscuous calendars or taking time to tell off-color jokes about people who are offended, or just about anything that is not appropriate for the workplace. So essentially, anything you wouldn't say at your Thanksgiving dinner, you wouldn't say in the workplace. I mean, within reason. Anything that refers to anybody's personal parts, refers to someone in their family or activities that they've done, it is inappropriate. The hostile environment is something that supervisors as well as employees should be trained on, not to create one at work. Most companies that are proactive and thinking strategically will take that route. So really, that's kind of the takeaways for this chapter. I am going to post the next assignment for you, and I will see you next week when we'll be covering Chapter 4. I hope you have a pleasant week.